And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Grand Finals. We finally made it here. It's been an intense tournament, but welcome to the Grand Finals of the WardiTV Monday number 38. Again, your weekly dose of WardiTV Open StarCraft action. And we have our two finalists. We have here in the top right-hand corner, the South Green Protoss player, the Red Protoss, the reigning GSL champion. It is herO for Twisted Minds. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid, the Season 1 GSL runner-up himself. It is herO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 5. As a reminder, this is a rematch. These two did face off in the finals of GSL not too long ago, actually, just because GSL's been so condensed and just everything's been happening at once. Was like a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, was when they played. And they had a best of 7, and they went the distance, by the way. It was very close, very intense, very aggressive as well. We spoke about it, Cure all in almost every single game. And, I mean, it was working. Like, we spoke about how Cure, he's definitely turned a new leaf as a player, especially over the past month, maybe past 2 months at this point, being hyper aggressive in a lot of matchups. In saying that, though, he did look a lot more tame against Rogue. Did look a lot more tame, at least in the early to mid game. We didn't see the non-stop A-Raxes that we saw previously, or 2-base play or anything like that. So we'll see if he also turns a new leaf here, as hey, Rax expand, not double gas. Okay, economic opener out of Cure. Does open up economically. Meanwhile, herO back at home, going for his own gate. Cyber expand. Standard opener out of herO. Standard openers. Here we go. But yes, can confirm Cure is human, or he's like you know, doing his best to like enter the capture as a robot. As I did ask for a break after that last series. Did need a moment to breathe. Understandable. As we are setting up, Cure getting a safety bunker back at home to make sure that his CC is not delayed, or not delayed too heavily. Speaking of, Reaper does get eyes on the Adept. Adept does shade across the map. Reaper does bust in. And we'll see what he can get done. Does a nice mining time. Couple of boys pulled off the mineral line. Oh god, a big reaction out of herO, and he does not get this around. Oh, this is not worth it. Wardi's confused. God. Don't worry about it. Look, he just really wanted that Reaper, okay? You don't understand. But, yeah, that was not worth it. Smurge, Matty, smurge. As from here, Cure, he's going to be chased down. Oh, we'll slip away. And we're going for a Stargate opener. Okay, herO. Opening of Stargate, not Twilight Council. This is a little bit different. This is a bit of a rare sight. Stargate play, I feel like, is reserved for more longer, larger maps, just because you are quite vulnerable to all-in. You're quite vulnerable to aggressive builds early on. So this is a bit of a risky maneuver here, but we'll see if herO can get away with it, as he does open up Phoenixes into a very fast Twilight Council. I mean, fast respective to the Stargate. So Phoenixes into a Stargate, into a Twilight Council, most likely into Charge. Most likely. You typically don't want to go Phoenix into Blink Stalker just because they both play the same role of denying drops and hunting down and containing your opponents and maintaining map control. This nation does get eyes on the 3-1-1 setup, or the 2-1-1 setup. Likewise, it gets eyes on the Tech Labs on the factory, Tech Lab on the starport. Would Mind Drop did race back home, did not quite commit, as the Stargate was seen. Okay. So Curie saw the Stargate opener, so he doesn't move out with the Widow Mines, otherwise he would have just lost everything. Setting up defensively instead. Charge is on the way, as you mentioned. Again, you typically don't go Phoenix plus Blink. which also would also be very gas intensive. So going to charge. Likewise, herO just looking to contain, trying to keep an eye on what is going on. And Curie just chilling back at home. Just taking a more defensive approach here. Oh, you scared me, Smooth Joe. Slow Joe, you scared me. Everything's looking stable on our end, at least. Looking stable. As now moving out, 5 Phoenixes. 5 Phoenixes so far. Shouldn't get much damage done here, as, again, Cure, he's very well fortified. Say that. No turrets. No turrets in the mineral lines, but plenty of Marines. Ooh, and herO, he's gonna get caught out. Does go for the dive, takes down the Raven. Does get the Raven for the cost of 1 Phoenix. Okay, not a bad trade. Again, the Raven's quite a high value target. Just trade 1-to-1. But the Phoenixes are low. Oh my god. Phoenixes are low. And he's playing with fire right now, as he does avoid the Widow Mines. herO coming in for the surround. Oh my god. As the shots don't go off. Meanwhile, herO trying to catch out the surround instead. herO, he surrounds the surround. Zelda coming from behind, collapsing the army. Stim is not done. And just go for the lift, takes down the Cyclone. Nice save on the Marines. Nice save on whatever he can get. But a very nice bait from herO. Very nice. So that was 9 Marines going down for 1 Adept, which I believe was killed earlier. So very efficient trade. At the same time, herO setting up a Zealot run by. herO pulls away. He backs off, back at home. Storm. We're getting to Storm, getting to High Templar, getting to our splash damage. Cure, he does commit to a move out. herO, he misses the move out. Does miss it so far. Uh-oh. And it looks like he will barely not get eyes on those reinforcements. And now he's racing on over. Again, late reaction out of herO. Again, he did miss this. Widow Mines are set. Zell's trying to force some friendly fire. Storms are going to be coming in. Brutal Storm here on those Widow Mines. But where is it? Barely alive. We're under the storm. Oh my god. Mine just going up. Another mine goes. Another mine does connect. We did have an attempted Zealot run by, but alas, Cure, he did defend back at home. Cure holds. Cure, he holds. He does trade relatively well for himself. Pulls away. There's a lot of storms here, but it's mainly just storm. Kites well. Takes down the Zealots. Cure playing it safe. Does play it safe. He pulls away. His third base getting up and running. Cure, he does have the better economy. herO, he needs that 4th. So far, Cure doing a great job here when it comes to just getting across the map, getting damage done, holding his own. Here trying to get some more value out of these Phoenixes. And let's get a couple of SCVs. Does get some damage. And behind this, herO taking out, working towards Colossus. Again, you don't want to be stuck on one form of splash damage. Otherwise, EMPs will just destroy all of what herO has. So Colossus on the way. Until then, he needs time. Until then, herO, he is a little bit vulnerable. I mean, that is a lot of High Templar. It's a lot of Storm. But he's just stuck defending until the Colossus pop. At the same time, setting up for another Zealot run by. Cure looking solid. Cure looking very solid right now. Okay, he's currently got the better economy. Moves out. So this time he gets spotted. This time herO is aware. Here comes that Zealot run by. And here he's repositioning at least some of his army. Zealots moving in. They are denied. Likewise, Storm on the Ghosts. The Ghosts are exposed. Get 3 Ghosts going down. Those expensive losses here, getting the 4th Ghost as well. Storm's now coming in. Yeah, Storm's on the main army. Zealots are wreak havoc across the map. SCVs are falling. And here he shuts down this army. Yeah, just a really rough engage out of Cure. Again, the first things that went down in this fight were the 4 Ghosts before they could get any EMPs. Really rough start. Really rough fight. Like Cure, he had what he needed. Oh, speaking of. Better EMPs towards the end. Very nice EMPs. Here comes the Colossus. And the Colossus has made it. Second Colossus on the way as well. Zero does maintain himself behind this, making 2 more Colossus at a time. Get it, boys. I know. Not like this. Este hero. But Cure, he was in his whole position up until that fight. Like, it was just a really rough way to start it, and with that, he will lose map control. He's stuck at home, and now Hero can mass expand, not just getting a 4th base, getting a 5th base as well. As Hero, he has stripped map control away from Cure. Now he's got his 4 Colossus. For those of you that are longer time viewers of StarCraft, you would know that for a very, very long time in this matchup, it was only up to 3 Colossus that you would stop at, just because any more than that would just be overkill. But the meta has shifted over time, especially in the past 6 months, maybe a little bit more than that, ever since like the end of last year, where now it's a little more standard. Now it is meta to go up to 4, just because Terran compositions have changed, and now they're a lot more Marauder heavy, more so than previously. So it's a lot more common to get up to 4 Colossus now instead of 3. A lot more common. Oh. Especially with the change to the NG overcharge and with the prevalence of Storm, like again, just a lot of Marauder heavy compositions. But here we go, does go for the split push. Storm the main army, SCV is going to be going down. At the same time, Curie does defend on the top side though. He will shut this down. Here, he has to get out of here, and he will lose the entire army. Close to be falling, but again, here he does win towards the south. Pushing on through. We do have some ways to DPS. The SCVs do survive. Here does have to pull away, but he will get the CC. One more volley. Up. Ooh, does get it. And GG gets called. He breaks the expansion, does break the mineral line, and Hero will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Hero does take a lead in the series. Again, a bit of a back and forth here. Cure, I would say, had a stronger start, but Hero, he was able to take it in the mid game. He was able to take the better fights, able to tear Cure apart, especially towards the end there, just crippling the economy. GG. GG, well played. With that, Hero takes the lead, but it's a best of 5. Best of 5, plenty more games ahead of us, and again, I do hope that we can make it to the ace match. Last Fantasy is waiting as game 5, a very rare map. I only cast on Last Fantasy once over the week, despite the fact we casted so many games during the EWC qualifiers. I only got to see it once. It was during the Lambo versus Gabe series. Lambo versus Gabe. They did play on Last Fantasy. I think it was game 3. Game 3 was on Last Fantasy. And it only lasted a couple of minutes as well, because Lambo did all in. He went for a Link Queen Jobler all in. It's awful. He went for it. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting to the next game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Twisted Minds, leading the series 1-0. It is Hero. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. we go. Again, Curie did a great job scouting the Phoenixes, great job securing himself on 3 bases, sneaking out across the map, taking some better fights, again in the first half of that game. And we'll see if we can replicate at least the start once again. I'm assuming that herO won't go Stargate again though, like again that's a bit of a rarer opener and rarer build. But we'll see. Like herO, he can be a very diverse player, of course. Very varied. As Curie is once again opening up ranks expand, but this makes more sense on Tokamak. Welcome one and all to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Likewise, very safe and very defensive on 2, 3, and 4 bases. Because that longer rush distance by ground, and because of all that, we often see longer and later games on Tokamak. As much as I want to say that though, we have seen an uptick when it comes to aggression in TVP over the past month. We've seen a lot more prevalence of all-ins and just more aggressive builds. So later TVP games have been a little bit more rare over the past month. We'll see. We'll see if we can get there. A big reason for that change are, I mean, there's a couple of reasons. One, the meta has shifted in such a way where, especially in the last map pool, we did see a lot of dominance of Protoss players kind of punishing more standard play and just gaining map control and just mass expanding. You saw a little bit of it in that last game where herO, who's getting up to 5 bases against the 3 base setup of Cure. We just mass expand, you just go gateway man, and it can be very oppressive to play against. But more importantly as well, on top of all that, is a lot of the maps are a lot more favored towards aggressive builds, referring to Pylon, referring to Torches, referring to Ultra Love, referring to Persephone. They do favor more aggressive builds. Oh, not this map though, as the Reaper does get 2 probes, one here across the map, the other, sorry, one at home, one across the map. Stalker does poke in, does not want to go through. That's such a bait. Okay, does go in. That means he's locked in, by the way. As soon as he goes in, we just lift up the wall. But there's no army. True, there is no army. With that, does recoil away. Thankfully, the Hellion and the Marines were just a little bit too late. That was a good read out of herO. Very nice read. Like, it's always so risky because you don't know what the progression is like on these buildings, but no, herO. You heal safe. Okay. Nicely done. With that herO, he gets an extra SCV kill. Behind this, going for a Twilight Council opener into Blink. This time a standard setup. Going into 2-gate Blink into most likely an expansion. herO poking in. From here, he's just securing himself. He will go for a more delayed expansion here. He does go 2-gate Blink, that's true, but now going for a 3rd gateway into Robo, into a Gas, then into a much later 3rd. So a bit of a safer start out of herO. As he'll have extra Stalkers. I mean, I say safer, I guess more aggressive because he's going for the Prism. So going for a delayed economy. And we'll see if Cure can hold. So far, he's got 2 tanks. He's got 1 tank in the natural, 1 tank in the main. Bunker is set up here on the low ground as well. Cure looking pretty well secured. Pretty well secured. Here comes herO. He's pushing. He's got how many? He's got 10 Stalkers. Of course, he can warp in 3 Stalkers at a time. You can likewise blink into the main. Observer does confirm the army. He could try to get even behind the gases. He goes to the dive. Tank goes down. It does get the first tank. Boys are being pulled, and he will not get the bunker. But a nice pick-off nonetheless. At the same time, Raven harass across the map. Hell in as well. 4 probes go down. Oh, the observer gets sniped. Going for Stim. The tank's out of position. He does relocate the tank, and Stim is denied. Ay. We'll lose the Stalker, and the Prism is zoned away. Oh, Stalkers are trapped. Stalkers are trapped. Boys are being pulled. They're going to lock him in. And Blink is just now off cooldown. And he will lose all these Stalkers. Was this worth it? I mean, he's getting a couple more SCVs. Only a couple. And one more towards the end. And looking at the trades here, it was not quite done. Dropping in Zealots. Going for the reactor. Does get it. Reactor goes down as well. That was 10 Stalkers. 10 Stalkers. He lost 4 probes to the Raven earlier. But 10 Stalkers for a tank, for 5 SCVs. But more importantly, for Stim. Like, that's what's important here. Is that Stim, it's just now restarting. And what that means is that this kind of push, this move out, should be with Stim, now without. Now there's less strength, less potency, less teeth with this army. There's less potential for damage. And a lot more manageable here for herO. Still brutal losing 10 Stalkers though. Like that is brutal. So we'll see if he can hold on. The Observer did spot the move out. And the Observer will also spot the retreat. As Curie pulls away. Doesn't commit. Here he cancels the shield batteries, recognizes that it was just a fake out. 6 more pros still going down though. Without one Raven. Jesus. That one Raven with 10 kills. Here he's rotating. Does rotate over. At the same time as Zealot drop here towards the natural, goes straight in. I like how there was no subtlety with this. He just goes straight, like, down the mid. As the Prism goes down. Prism does fall to the Widowmine. Curie, he will clean this up. Not without losing more SCVs, though. Oof. As also do target. At the same time, Stim is now complete, and the gateways are exposed. Gets a pylon. Gets a cyber core. Here, can he collapse in? Storm is done. Oh, brutal mine connections. Yeah, Stealth going down. We get a decent storm, but where the charge lots are not there. Not anymore. Is forced to pick up. herO holds. Here he does hold on. Does hold, does defend. Kira getting his own 3rd base up and running. And here should be looking for his own 4th. Kira does pull away. And again, really good use of the army. He was able to slip by. Able to get across. Gross production has begun. And here now working towards Colossus. As here is being very adventurous with this army. Like, there's no prism with this. Like, there's no way to reinforce. It's quite risky. Here he gets swatted. And here he has to get the hell out of here. Ooh, Scan will miss the Observer. Just barely. And Curie knows that there's an Observer somewhere. Just because hero's army reacted to Curie's movement. Oh, there it is. Does spot it. Does spot the Observer. Here moving in. Beat by some Minivacs. I don't really see herO breaking this position. He does have some storms though. Nice feedback. Zoning storm. But again, this is a brutal concave, a bunker as well. Decent storm. But yeah, here he's lacking zealots. He should not push in, leading out 2 High Templar. More zealots coming in from across the map. Behind all of this, here expanding, building a Colossus. Second Robo's on the way. So here he shouldn't commit. Like, this is all just posturing. It's all just puffing up his chest, posturing, threatening Cure while he macros. While he makes Colossus. Oh! That's AP. Gets High Templar. Again, here he's playing with fire. Like, he has to be careful not to lose this army. From here he pulls away. Again, like, he was never intending to fight. Never intending to push in. But now he will reinforce. And I believe this time, yep, with the Colossus. Okay, this time he's committing. As the army's coming together. Now just pulling away. Still consolidating. Colossus does overextend. Nice storm though. Very nice storm. Oh god. He runs through it. Runs through the storm. Colossus does go down. There's still another storm left. Still pushing forward. One storm does connect, but that was the final storm. Here he does have to pull away. There's still plenty of fire left over. Again, no more Colossus, no more storms. Has to pull back. Forced to engage. Here bleeding out those Archons. And he has to get out of here. Overall, a back and forth trade. I think I want to say in favor of Cure. Here he lost a lot of high-tech units there. He lost the Archons, he lost the Colossus, he lost a lot of High Templar. For 4 Ghosts. So not a bad fight for Cure. But what's important, we're expanding. Like here, he's taking more bases, taking more expansions. He's forcing these fights on Cure's side of the map instead of Cure pushing out to punish bases. So far, doing a great job of just containing Cure and keeping him busy. Nice storm. Diving on the planetary, storm in the mineral line. Oh my god, planetary goes down. Yeah, the repair's not good enough. And here he's gonna get out of here. Once again, he has to get the hell out of here. Does storm, pulls away. More storms are coming in though. Okay. The EMPs are brutal. Here he has to pull away. Bleeds out of Colossus. It looks like he has triggered a counterattack. Here he's committing. Oh, another brutal storm though. Does get more Colossus. Again, limited anti-air. The Vikings are going ham. They take down 3 Colossus. And Cure, he may just have too much. Yeah, he breaks through, he overwhelms. And here, that was just a brutal fight. And he would lose almost everything. That's down to 1 Colossus. And with that, Cure, it sort of looks like has done it. Takes down the main army, picks up all the Zealots. This base is exposed. And here, can't save it. He cannot save this base. He's down to this. This is the army. We have a couple of Zealots, a couple of Immortals. And again, when it came to him earlier, I feel like pushing into the planetary was maybe a bit of a misstep there because it did trigger the counterattack. Ideally, he just wanted to posture, just buy time. Here he went for the fight, a fight that he could not take. He's making 3 Colossus at a time. that's a lot of Colossus. True. Okay. But I mean, there's still plenty of Vikings. Okay, better concave a herO. Here he has to calm down. Cure pulling away. Cure, he just lost almost every Viking. Like, the Viking count gets reset. Down to 1. Here, it's his turn to punish, at least for a bit. Cure backs off, has to rebuild those Vikings, getting to 3-3 upgrades. Here he survives, but again the economy is lackluster. He has 75 probes, that is true, but he's oversaturated, right? He's long distance mining. I mean, you can see them here. He needs an expansion. Does need a base. And with disruptors here, he can still take a fight. And with disruptors, anything is possible. So we'll have those purification novas. They're moving in. Does move in. Oh, meanwhile, his base is denied. Nice drop from Cure. Nice drop. With the disruptors. Again. With the army. Cure, upon seeing this, now he's aware he has to keep making Vikings. He scans. As it is 4 Colossus. Still very tense, but hey, here he survived. Did survive. Now double expanding, taking bottom right and center left. Taking 2 more bases. And once again, we're in a similar position where right now I believe the condition for herO is not to try to break his opponent. I mean, there might be an opportunity for it, brilliant P, but it's just to buy time. Just keep the army busy while herO double expands. And while herO recovers. Doing everything he can to make sure that Cure doesn't get across the map. As Cure, I believe that's the main. Yep, main does float over. Does float over. Has another base. Oh, Cure getting caught out. Free Ghost. Does catch a Ghost. Gets 2, gets 3 Metamax. Uh-oh. Takes on 3 Metamax. Cure coming in from behind. Gets a Colossus. Never goes off. Ooh, takes down a Ghost. The last Vikings they commit, they will take down the Colossus. Yeah, the army sims in. A fight that herO cannot take. We spoke about it. He was meant to be posturing, and he will lose everything here once again. Here he can't fight head on, not like this. Not again. And with that, herO, he will have to retreat. And we've been here before, where herO, he has no army. Cure can take down the expansion, and Cure can keep going. From here, he can just keep pushing, keep rushing forward. As the base goes down, getting on top of the robos. And with that, Cure, he will be looking to make a series out of this. I mean, which is what we expected. Again, we won last fantasy. Let's go. Storm's going to be zoning. Cure, he has the high ground. And he will just chase us down. He has plenty of Vikings. He'll chase down the Colossus, focus on the second Robo. There's 1 Robo left. The Colossus, they tickle the Marauders. GG gets called. Cure, he will tie the series 1-1. We're going to game 3. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We do tie things up. We're going to a 3rd game. Again, herO just had a really rough couple of fights. As we mentioned, like herO, he never really had a standing army that could really contest against Cure. herO, he was trying to be greedy, trying to expand, and it was all about posturing. We spoke about it basically after herO lost 10 Stalkers. He did kind of lose map control, so he was kind of trying to fake it while he could make it. And alas, unfortunately, he got caught out on the map. He committed to a couple of fights that he couldn't quite afford to commit to, and with that, GG. GG, well played. He wasn't able to stabilize, wasn't able to get his bases up and running. Barely not, barely not. Here we go. Is it the final? Yes, yes, these are the grand finals. That's why it's a best of 5. Best of 5 finals. Go. One step closer to the ace match. Exactly, exactly. We're almost there. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Twisted Minds. Being forced into a tied series, we'll see if he can gain some momentum and take a lead. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran, the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. Taking, or I should say, tying up the series 1-1. It is Cure. Here we go. Again, Cure looking very solid in that last game, able to punish the aggression of herO time and time again. It began with herO losing those 10 stalkers at the start, where he overcommitted and overextended and lost everything. We saw that herO was able to keep up with the run-bys, with the counterattacks, with the warp prisms, and snowball from there. And thankfully, herO wasn't too passive. I mean, I say that partly because herO was committing to some fights early on. But herO, after taking those fights, he was more than willing to counterattack, to punish, and to break herO. And with that, we're now getting into Game 3. And we'll see who takes the lead. Again, I'm hoping for an ace match, but we're here to determine who will take a lead in the series. It's a best of 5, so we still have at least 2 more games ahead of us. At least 2 more. As herO is just being as annoying as possible, looking to delay that expansion. And going for a standard opener back at home. Meanwhile, we are going for an earlier tech lab. Okay, that is a very early tech lab here on that Rax. We're opening a Marauder. I would assume so, as herO he has denied entry into the main. Yep, there we go. Marauder production is underway. So a bit of a cheeky start here by herO. Ooh, as the Reaper gets into the main base, gets a probe, gets 1, gets 2. 2 probes go down. That should not have happened. Late reaction. Are you getting 3? Oh, no. 3 probes go down. Really rough start. herO focusing his attention elsewhere, but this is not quite worth it. Does try to delay the CC, but at a cost. Adept is on the way, and he shouldn't lose any more probes, but this was a rough start. So rough start for herO. Leading out 3 workers. Again, he does delay the expansion. I believe the Marauder just revealed itself. Yeah, it did just reveal itself. And with that herO, he'll be more passive. He will shade away. Now, the purpose of a Marauder opener like this is designed to punish the initial Adept or Stalker that gets across the map. But unfortunately, CranKy had to reveal his hand a little bit too soon, so herO knows. And here he just backs off. He backs off. No shield battery. It's now being thrown down. Sorry, that's actually a second pylon. Marauders are moving out. The Oracle is on the way. It was a Stargate opener. And with the help of the Oracle, herO should be okay. Like Marauders, they can threaten the army, they can threaten the base. Yeah, herO should be fine. Diving on the Marauders. We'll focus them down. That's 1. And now moves herO. Now, what's concerning is that because of the opener and because of the investment into these Marauders, there's nothing at home to defend. There is a Cyclone, thankfully, and there we go. It has 1 Marauder at home. But CranKy has abandoned the natural. Does evacuate. Nice lock on. So far, good follow-up here by herO. Gets an SCV, denies mining for quite some time, looking to shade back in. Let's pull away. Gets a Marine. Let's pull away, claims a 3rd, and now we're calming down. It was a bit of an awkward start. So Stargate opener into double Oracle, now into Blink. These Oracles, their goal here is to try to find some economic damage, but they already reveal themselves, so they're stuck at home. And herO is secure. He's secure. He has a safety Cyclone, safety Viking, building up towards Stim. This time it will not be denied. So getting to his mid game. And we'll see how committed herO is going to be. As this time he will have a much earlier sim timing. His mid-out can hit harder as a result. So we'll see if he does move out. In case he does, we see herO setting up. So he's throwing down stasis traps all over the place. Scouting on the right hand side. Getting into +1. overall, I'm kind of liking Kira's position overall. I mean, he's been disrupted the least. So he's able to just get into his own builds, wait for his upgrades. And it's on herO here to scout for any kind of move out and slow it down. Like, these stasis traps, they can pop up. As herO's being active. Likewise, going for the proxy gateway. This should just be to warp in Zealots, to harass across the map. Charges on the way. Oracles, they get it. No turrets. Uh-oh. No turret in the main. Getting 3, 4 SCVs. Oh, but for almost a full NG Oracle. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, not too worth it there. Got some workers, but yeah, that was a brutal loss for herO. I would say that it's probably going to be worth it if he can slow this down. On top of that, herO, he's taking a chance, taking a risk. I mean, again, it's been a bit of a shaky start. Gold base. He's rushing into the gold. herO breaks out. Now, he should be whether there's stasis traps somewhere on the map. Speaking of. Oh! Does notice. Does notice. As Q moves out, Adepts are moving in. Shade into the mineral line. Likewise, herO blinking into the main. Nice moves out of herO. Cure, he's out of position. Adepts are cleaned up. They get a couple of SCVs. Meanwhile, Addon's going to be going down to the main. Takes down the tech lab. Takes down the reactor. And gets another reactor as well. Force a recall. Does save everything. Does save his army. And remember, Cure, he was in the middle of pushing out. Like, he wanted to be across the map, but he's been stuck at home. So his push has been delayed. herO, he's getting the gold. And just like, it's actually quite similar to last game, where right now, herO has to do everything he can to delay the push and get away with the expansion. Scan bottom right, you can see Cure is looking for the bases, figuring out what's going on. If he was aware of the gold, he could probably punish it. Doesn't know yet. So also go for the dive. Tank volleys will initially. He goes for the Colossus. Yeah, wasted tank shots, and that hallucination was worth it. That was so worth it here for herO. Nice force fields as well. Locks down the army, and herO holds. Here he does hold, and again that one Colossus tanked at 2 tank volleys. That's Cure. He fell for it, baby. He fell for it. Now warp against 9 Zealots at a time. 9 shots is so brutal. But here he does it. Here he holds on. He shuts down the army. Force back the Terran. Gets a medevac. Oh, gets 2. And what's he bleeding out? Bleeding out Zealots. And he can afford it. He has the gold. He has the gold base. He has plenty of minerals. Just warping in 9 Zealots at a time. Now going double robo. Sorry, triple robo. On the way. Never mind, that's double. Doesn't have a robo to begin with. So they're in production. Oracles of Spy. Going for the stasis. Ooh. So it does connect, but not before the shot goes off. The shot does go off. So that's moving out. And once again, Curie's being aggressive, being active, which means he's vulnerable back at home. He's also going for the mineral line. At least going for the bunker. And catching out reinforcements, going for the mineral line. Forcing Curie back home, buying more time for what? For all these bases. We have another ninja base on the way. Here he just skips one expansion, goes bottom right. Just saturating his bases. Warping in more zealots. And this is getting out of hand. Where this time Curie, he wasn't able to punish. We have +3 on the way. +1 armor. The Bay as well for Colossus. Fury's getting there. And now he pulls away. As he pulls away, as Zealots, they hit both mineral lines, both bases. Once again, just delaying Cure, once again forcing him back, but he doesn't want to go back home. He wants to push. And he's moving into a sea of Zealots. Oh god. Brutal force fields, he gets locked down. Zealots, they collapse in. And Cure, he's just getting picked apart here. Storm's on the way, no Colossus yet. And the problem with what's happening, the supply doesn't really tell the full story. Cure, he's trading with Zealots. Like, here is mainly losing Zealots here. Like, these are very expendable losses. Like, he can afford it. They're very valuable, very efficient. Trading Zealots for Ghosts, trading Zealots for Marauders. More Zealots coming in. Just non-stop Zealots. Here he drags the army out. Charging forward once again. They're just getting more value. Boys are being pulled. As herO runs out of Zealots, that's where he has to pull away. That's where he has to pull away. Has to retreat. Doesn't want to take a fight. Until the Zealots arrive. And Zealots are arriving. They're coming. Yeah, once again, forcible the boys. Here he just cannot maintain these losses, and the Colossus, they have arrived as well. The Colossus are here. Oof. Shots going off. GG gets called as real Colossus arrive this time, and herO, he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, very cheeky move out of herO, rushing into the gold base. It was risky, definitely dangerous to try to rush into the gold in such a way, but he was doing a great job of just being aggressive and just keeping Cure busy by going for Zealot run-bys, Stalker counterattacks, doing everything he could to just keep Cure at home. And by the time Cure actually committed across the map, I mean, he was kind of duped by the hallucination. Didn't have the best fights, and we saw that herO was barely able to hold on, and he got away with the gold. Got away with it. GG. GG, well played. If you remember, this is something that herO used to do on Royal Blood. I think it was called Royal Blood. Like maybe a year, 2 years ago. But that was another map that had a gold base over on the right hand side, and you could rush into that gold in TVP and just go mass Zealot. With that, GG. The illusion was really well played. Yeah, it did a lot there, because those tank shots should have been on the Stalkers. They should have been on the Stalker Sentry, which would have been brutal. And it would have allowed Cure to maybe break that position. Maybe. It would have been closer for sure. Regardless, we're now getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4 here, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Twisted Minds, leading the series 2-1. It is herO. Oh, hello. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back, we'll see if he can make a series, or we'll see if he can force the ace match. It is a Cure. As the SCV did move out, and we are setting up a proxy across the map. Now, bearing in mind, only one SCV. Only one SCV, so it looks like it's not going to be very committed. I would imagine just Proxy Reaper. Proxy Reaper with a bunker here on the low ground would make the most sense. As herO does come in with the scouts. Does move in, does confirm. Rax is missing. Does get eyes on both gases. Rax about to finish. And the Reaper is on the way. And typically, I believe this SCV's goal is to get a bunker, just so now there's going to be like a safe staging ground for the Reaper to harass the mineral line. SCV gets spotted. And here he will zone away. He'll zone away the SCV. And with that curious transition, we have the factory back at home. Again, double gas opener into factory. Now here, he will skip the Zealots. Yeah, he does skip the Zealots, so that is a little bit greedy. That does mean that here he has to control well. He has to pull back the workers. He has to make sure he does not lose any probes. Speaking of the probes, taking a lot of hits already. Oh, A little bit of a chaotic response. And one probe is going to go down. Gets one so far, but doesn't get two. herO holds. Here he holds on. He deflects. So far, so good. Again, the first Reaper is the most dangerous, just because it can get like additional workers if you're not able to control well enough. But here he's all over that. Oh, that I was not expecting. We have a fast forge. We're rushing into +1. Okay. +1 is going to be on the horizon. I'm curious where this takes us here. There are a couple of builds. I know that in TVP, there was a build where you'd rush into Fast Forge, into Fast +2 timing with Colossus, into Robo, into Bay, into Colossus production. Otherwise, like I want to say, this can be Fast +1 into a Charge timing. So show us what you got. Is it going to be a Robo? Is it going to be a Twilight Council? A map like this, and we'll see. We shall see. For now, Cure, he's expanding back at home. Again, it's going to be a later CC. Mind Shot goes off, but the Scout does get eyes on the production. As Tech Lab on the factory, Mind Drop is moving out. It's going to be the Robo, not the Twilight Council. Okay. Robo's on the way. In my mind, this should be for a fast Bay into Colossus, but we'll see. Technically, this could be for just a safer start into Safety Immortals. Into a delayed Twilight Council. Oh, Nigel comes in. And here he pulls into the mines. Oh my god. Nigel's going off. Ooh, does react in time. that was very dangerous. Very dangerous. Calm down, herO. Calm down. You know, Reaver does get into the main base and does not get eyes on the Forge. +1 well underway. Yep, there's the Bay. So if you recall at the start of the game, we did mention that there is a build where you can hit with Colossus with a +2 timing. Showtime used to do this. Showtime used to do this like 2 years ago. It's been a while. Been a while. So again, this +1 is going to finish, and we're not doing anything with +1 really. We're going for that next step. What I wasn't expecting though, this isn't just going to get into +2. That's a second Forge. So that's catching me off guard. So really fast +2, yes, but also getting into +1 armor alongside it. So here he's doing his own, adding his own twist, I should say. Yep, there's a +2. So we have +2 alongside the Colossus. Now going for his third. Cure does make his way across the map. Cure back at home. I mean, it's been a bit of a shaky start for Cure because of the proxy, so he's floated back home, now getting to Stim, building up his own army, but for the near future, like, he doesn't really have anything to threaten herO. Like, herO, he's free to tech the way that he is. But Cure, he does slip by. herO does spot this. It does spot the drop, doesn't have the Observer. herO, he was ready for this. And this +2 upgrade timing is going to be brutal, by the way. It's going to hit very hard. Oh boy. So now getting to the second Colossus. Second Colossus is going to be on the way. Here securing its own third. And right now it's still on Cure to harass with whatever he can. Moving out with the Raven. Setting up his main army. Stim is already done. Cure is not going for an all-in. He's getting a third CC. So he's expanding. Cure playing out a longer game state. And you can see here that we're chronoing out the Colossus. We're not chronoing +2. Like, we're going to let +2 finish like the way it is. And this will hit with 3 Colossus. But I would imagine that herO is going to wait for the Colossus, then wait for a Warp Prism, and then move out. Right, then push so he can warp in. And the goal would be the 3rd. I say that herO's getting a 4th. He's investing in upgrades, so are we going for the Prism or not? What's the plan? Never mind, but you know what? Never mind, we're just rushing into +3, okay. I was like, we're expanding, we're getting a 4th base, never mind. We're not hitting a +2 time, we're just going straight into +3 insanely fast. And we're just gonna calm down, okay? He's got a triple Colossus, but just chilling back at home. This I haven't seen before. Like, usually I see like the 3 Colossus hit with +2, then bam, you just send it. But nah, just calming down. There's no rush, just getting a 4th. Enjoying fast +3 instead. More gates on the way. Now, the problem with what's happening here, I really like what herO is doing because of the opener. Like, herO, as we mentioned, like, herO, he just hasn't really had anything to threaten his opponents. I mean, his army right now is pretty massive because herO is being quite greedy. If you notice, herO, he's been skipping warp-ins. Like, there's a reason why this is the army. He has been intentionally skipping warp-ins, and in doing so, that's how he's able to afford the Pass of 4th, all these probes, the gases, the tech, the upgrades, now Templar Archives, now going into Blink, and now going into extra gateways. Like, herO, his army is pretty small and pretty tiny in comparison. But looks can be deceiving because that's about to change. Because he is now getting fully saturated, and now all these gateways are coming online. Now he can start to warp in. Now he can start to build up the army. But has he been too greedy? herO's pushing, and herO, he needs to start warping in. Oh. He's supply blocked. No, now is the worst time to be supply blocked. Oh no. As herO, he's pushing. We need those warp-ins. As those move forward, ideally you want to slow this down ahead of time. Oh, Brutal Missile goes up. And Missile does go off, covering almost the entire army. herO behind this, he's got 1,000 minerals. We need to warp in those zealots. herO, he doesn't keep pushing. Here, he expands in the face of this push. He's crazy. He's lost his. I mean, it's working because herO backs off. herO, he retreats. He pulls away. Yo, the fake hallucinated Colossus. Let's go. And that was herO's window, by the way. That was his window to break the 3rd, and he misses that timing. Does miss it. herO heals up like 40 supply. Not anymore. And not anymore. Tank Court unsieged. Warping in more zealots. Like, now we have an army. Now we have the warp-ins. Oh boy. And now we're hitting with +3. Ay. Again, herO was even supply blocked. Like, that was things were looking dire for herO. Okay, we're looking dire. Meanwhile, the first Colossus is going to go down. Boys being pulled into the army. Nice target finding on the Marauders. But the SCVs do melt. Second Colossus goes down to 1 Colossus left, but there are not enough Vikings. Not enough Vikings. Colossus, they break on through. Oh, wasted shots on the depot though. Oof. And herO, he can just keep warping in. Again, herO, he was so greedy. This game. Just taking advantage of how passive herO was. I mean, early on it was understandable. But at a certain point, it was very greedy. Hey, he got away with it. And herO, he's up against the wall. Things looking dire for him. Has to pull the boys. Again for the 2nd time. Never goes up. Just running away. Kills the 4 CC. Taking more expansions, taking more bases. And with that herO just collapsing those high-tech units, the Ghosts are going down to Zealots of all things. Never goes off. Brutal connection takes down the final Ghost. And sure, the Viking takes down the Colossus, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Not anymore. herO, he has done it. He has broken through. GG gets called, and herO, he will take the series 3-1, becoming this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played herO. He will take the series. Again, a very greedy game there by herO on Magnatha. In the beginning, it made sense because of the proxy. Because herO went for a proxy, and because it's Magnatha, the largest map in the map pool, it made sense to cut some corner, and I was totally fine with herO rushing into the Forge and rushing into +1, then rushing into +2, and then herO took it one step further and took a 4th base, took all of his all of the tech, taking up into the Temple Archives, into Blink as well, taking his gases, saturating first, throwing down 6 gateways, and getting +3. And again, as we were pointing out, like, herO didn't have much of an army at all to work with, and herO was pushing, and herO got supply blocked. like everything was lining up there for herO to punish, but herO, he didn't commit, right? He got the anti-armor missile off on the main army, he covered everything, but then he backed off, right? Then he retreated, and remember, herO, in the face of that army, he took a 5th base. He got a 5th nexus next to where the army was. It's crazy. And he got away with it. Then he was able to warp in, and he snowballed out of control. He got away with his greed, snowballed out of control from there. GG, well played. herO, he does claim the series. Congratulations. A shout out to herO. We barely didn't make it to the ace match, unfortunately, as the ace match was going to be Lost Fantasy, which would have been a treat, but maybe next time. Maybe next time. GG, well played. Whew. And with that, herO, he will claim it, and with that, shout out to herO for, of course, making it this far, but congratulations to herO for becoming our champion. Again, a very Korean heavy tournament this time, as of course we mentioned earlier. May as well reiterate, the Europeans are traveling. So the top 4 was herO, Bjorn, Cure, and Rogue. You may be thinking to yourself, hold on, where are the other regulars? Where are players like Showtime? Where are players like Clem? Clem is a regular, of course. They weren't here because they're all traveling to Bulgaria, because Star Zagora is right around the corner. Star Zagora is going to be this week. I mean, it shows just how condensed everything is. And I mean, there's a lot of criticism for that. I mean, it's not the tournament organizer's fault. And it's definitely tough on the players, because the players have so little room to breathe. They go from one tournament to the other, to the other, to the other. It was bam, GSL Season 1, DreamHack Dallas, into GSL Season 2, which is still ongoing, by the way, into the EWC qualifiers, into Star Zagora, in a Home Story Cup. It's just non-stop. So it's really rough for the players that do want to play in as much as they can. So there's a lot of travel going on, very little time to rest and recuperate. It's a very intense period, intense month in StarCraft, and from Home Story Cup, bam, EWC end of July as well. So like there's just a lot happening all at once. So so with that, best of luck to all the players that are going to be traveling, of course. Best of luck. Oh, is someone crying in the chat? Hello, Clade. Hello, Clade. I sent you a message because I checked your match history. Sorry, your chat history. I'm not referring to today. I'm referring to your overall history of typing in our chat. Actually, it's not. I saw a trend. So I'm asking you to calm down. For those that are curious, there's someone in the chat that literally almost all of what they say is just balance whining about Terran whenever they type in our chat. It's like I just opened up his chat history. I'm like, that's okay. I guess that's all you do. Oh no. So just asking you to calm down. With that though, GG. With that, GG well played. And congratulations here. And of course, again, as I was mentioning, best of luck to all the players that are traveling. Best of luck to all the players that are traveling to Star Zagora. Again, I know they have very little downtime, so best of luck. It's me because of Protoss won. True. And with that, congratulations. And we're going to be wrapping up. Here for the time being. our next broadcast should be tomorrow as we do switch screens over and catch up on the bracket. Bam, here we go. We have our weekly schedule. So today was WardiTV Monday. Of course, also, if you want to tune into more of these events, this is a weekly tournament. WardiTV Monday is a weekly tournament. Every single Monday we do host this event. So you can, of course, check it out there. And likewise, tomorrow is going to be GSL. I say GSL. We're going to be covering the replays. GSL was last week, and we were going to be covering the GSL replays last week, and then bam, EWC qualifiers. We didn't have any time, didn't have any room, so we're going to be going over Group Stage 1, Group A, and Group B tomorrow. So we're going to be going over those GSL matches tomorrow. Meanwhile, we have the Picasor Cup on Wednesday. We have the LATAM League on Thursday, the Pondcast on Thursday. We missed last week the Pondcast. The Pondcast, for those who are curious, that is our weekly talk show where we go over all the news of the week regarding StarCraft 2 and all the tournaments as well. So there's a lot to go over. We skipped it last week because of all the qualifiers, right? There were just so many qualifiers happening. So we did skip our podcast last week. But this week, that means we're going to have even more to catch up on. We're going to have 2 weeks worth of content instead of 1 week. So we'll be catching up on that on Thursday. We have the StarCraft Evolution League on Friday. We have Kung Fu Cup, show matches, Fire Grow Cup, MSO, STC. All of our regular standard events that we usually cover on a weekly basis are here on the channel. You may be seeing this. We do have a couple of afternoons off. That is our new initiative here for 2025. We do want to have some afternoons off here instead of just non-stop 2 casts a day every single day. So that's our time to, I say rest, really it's our time to ladder and stream on my personal channel and work on VODs and work on thumbnails. On top of that, something that's also happening throughout this is Stars Agora, which I believe starts on Wednesday. So that also coincides with that that time off. I believe Stars Agora does start midweek into the rest of the week as well. So a lot of Stars Agora, a lot of content. We won't be covering Stars Agora. Unlike EWC, they don't allow co-streaming, so there's going to be no co-streaming from us. And I'm pretty sure other casters are going to be traveling to the event and covering that event. So best of luck to all those involved. Of course, we'll be keeping you posted when it comes to results of that on during the podcast. It's going to be this week. I'm exhausted just hearing about the schedule. it's so much StarCraft. But we'll be there for you. We'll be there for all the content, all the StarCraft. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. Again, we're going to be live at 9 AM KST. That is going to be at 10 AM AEST. That'll be in 8.5 hours. 8.5 hours. We're going to be live with the GSL replay cast of Group A, and then in the afternoon with Group B. So that's going to be our schedule for tomorrow. Otherwise, thanks for watching. You can follow us on all the social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. And likewise, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we raid? Who can we send everyone over to? Let's give them some love. Let's give them some support. Let's see. I see Strange is streaming. Kanoya is streaming. Who else is live? Around this time, I was gonna say usually like, I don't know, like some of the Europeans start streaming, like Rotterdam or Coconut, but I know there are a lot of people traveling as well. True, to Bulgaria. Not too many people. We'll find someone to raid. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft. See you tomorrow.